everybody. Hey, once again. And I'm going to wait a little bit. Talk to me. Spelling for me. Hello, my sweetheart. Welcome. We're just going to wait for an extra second, see who else wants to come on in on this one. Sorry, I'm slightly a little bit late there. I made toothpaste. Hello, Crystal, sweetheart. Hi, everybody. Hi, come on in. Yes, I'm a little bit late. I was supposed to make a cup of tea and grab something to nibble on, and I ended up making more toothpaste, and I made a mess, and I'm like, crap, so I had to clean it up. And anyway, we're all back here now. Hello. Okay. So, our topic right now is, of course, for me to get comfortable. Okay, so our topic right now is the path of false ascension. Ashley, hi, hello, new here, seen your live yesterday, would absolutely love some guidance today, if you can. My dear, welcome, thank you ever so much, Ashley. Just to answer your question, as you are new, and this is the first time you're watching me, and this is great for anybody else this is the first time you're watching me. I am literally, my name is Kulipup, so please, say my name loud, say it proud, Kulipup. My energy is super high, and I am a teacher. And I teach you in this game of life. Now, I sometimes do live general Q&As where questions are totally open. I also do private or more focused reading lives as well, where it's just kind of listen and see if we can learn from another person's question. And then I do lives like this, which are just topic based, and we're all just going to have a discussion. I'm going to give you a little bit of a lecture and a lesson on the topic of discussion, and then you can chime in on that said topic. And I also do live lessons, healings, and so forth as well that you can interact with. Now, this one today, though, is not one that is open for general or individual guidance like yesterday's. This one is just all about ascension and the false ascension path. So if you are looking specifically for just more of a general reading or so forth, you are unfortunately going to have to send me a message with your questions, and I'm going to have to pop you in on one of those lives where I can. Or you're going to have to wait for when I do a live general Q&A again, which I will, of course, announce. So Ashley, my dear, as much as I'd love to give you some personal guidance, I cannot do that for today, but I hope you will still stick around for this general guidance on ascension and the false ascension path. So, and just a reminder, if you like what I say, and if you like hearing the words that I have to give you with my blunt and honest truth, then please follow me on, you can follow me on my profile, or follow me over on Frequency 51, Personal Development for the Evolved Mankind. Because not only will you have my words of wisdom, but you're going to get the words of wisdom from a lot of fabulous individuals in that group who, we're all trying to be walking our line of truth. We're all developing and we're all evolving as well. So if you are on this journey and you're just like, you've got a crave for more information and you want a lot of information, hop on over to that group and join our community, right? And don't forget as well about my YouTube channel if you also want to enjoy other lessons or check out some of the lives that I do that I upload on there as well. Okay, wonderful. So, Mateja, sorry, my love, I just love you, and I love you back, sweetheart. I love you back. Hey, Susan, Astrid, and yeah, I really can't nibble in toothpaste. Oh, yeah, no, I can't nibble on toothpaste, and it just happened. Upali, hi, my darling, you are very beautiful. I love you. Oh, I love you too. Thank you ever so much. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Consuela, hello, my sweetheart. Astrid, you say, hi, Ness and everyone. Kulipup, can you please speak to the 11 level portal tomorrow and how we can use this opportunity to clear and expand? Oh, sweetheart. Guess what, Astrid? I was actually planning to do a live lesson on how you can create your own energy vortex to amplify your will and your wishes as well. And I mean an actual vortex. like where you can create it, but it's a vortex of love and light. So you know how people are always trying to find it, and I'm like, why find it? Just make one and amplify your will and amplify your power. So I know you're saying, of course, speak within the 1111 portal for tomorrow, but I'm just like, screw it. Why don't we just make one in your living room every day? Why wait for a specific day? Because I don't wait for specific days. Like, sometimes you need a portal right now, and you can't wait until November 11th. So we will be doing that, so don't you worry, my sweetheart. Wonderful. So, Ashley, I definitely will. Thank you very much. Oh, of course, of course. Consuela, okay, please, general guidance is very good. I'm happy. Thank you, Kulipup. Oh, wonderful. Thank you, everybody. So, let's get on with this topic of ascension and the false ascension path. Okay? Now, why is it that I'm coming at you with this topic today? Well, it does come from, again, a group member, which I did a private reading for at a time when we were doing some healings, and he was discussing one of his very good friends who was following the teachings of Bashar, and you can have this, look this up if you like, if you want to have a reference, but it's www.bashar.org. Now, this wonderful gentleman, he did ask me about Bashar, because he was worried, because he said his friend seemed so very knowledgeable and everything, but he felt a not so good vibe from Bashar, or Daryl Anka is the guy who channels this entity called Bashar. And so he was just like, my friend, I'm worried for him, because he's closing off. It's like he is following this path, and if anybody around him doesn't agree with this path, he simply ostracizes them, and he was just getting really worried, because you see that the closed-minded boxness starting to happen. And he wanted me to have a look and see, is this right? What's happening? How can I help him? Sorry, Consuela, I see numbers 11, 11, 12, 12, and 9, 9. Oh, those are all wonderful numbers to see, by the way, my sweetheart. But we are going to go through synchronicities another day. Not today, I'm sorry, my dear. If you do want to know about number synchronicities, again, pop over to the YouTube channel, because I have my lesson on number synchronicities right there as well. And I basically go through and tell you exactly what all of those numbers mean, and the messages behind them. Hi, Jennifer, sweetheart. So, anywho's, so going on to this, why are we mentioning this Bashar guy? Now, I touched on this a little bit yesterday, and let's actually have a look at what is the path, or what is the ascension path, all right? Because everybody is going through this, this transitional change when we are changing from 3D to 5D, or when we are raising our frequencies from the 3rd and 4th level to the 5th level and above, right? Beatka, you say Gary Douglas and his movement called Access Consciousness, is it good? I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Sorry, I know I'm stopping, because if I have another example, this is wonderful at the same time as well, right? And what I love is that all I need to do is look at their photos. If I can find their photos. Jeez. See, this is one thing I can't stand. Sorry, Beatka, I just literally went on to Ascension Consciousness. When you ascend, when you literally ascend, and you are in love and you are in light, you realize literally what your purpose is to society. You also don't sell things. I know that sounds really, really weird, but when you literally start following your path, you will find that you don't sell anything. It is an equal exchange of energy that you exchange within people. That energy could be a monetary value, but it is an equal exchange, right? So so it is like a trade. A trade. Nobody's better off or worse off. You've just traded your energy, right? And I cannot stand when I go onto these sites and what I see is sales. That's what I see. So like, why does an ascension, a path of living, a path of gaining better understanding of yourself, who you are, and your place in the world, why does money come into place with it? It shouldn't. But anyway, that was my little rant for a second there. Okay. Thank you very much, Lobika, because this is going to help kind of gain a little bit more understanding. Dr. Dane here is another name in Access. Okay, cool. Thank you, my dear. Oh, Dr. Shebby as well is another person we can look into at the same time. Now, so let's go through what the ascension process is versus the false ascension process, and how they are very, very similar, but how one will lead you to literal freedom, happiness, health, wealth, and abundance, and one will literally lead you into servitude. Okay, so I'm going to explain this on a matrix game of life kind of basis, and I'm also going to explain it on an individual energy basis at the same time. So let's go to the game version first, all right? We are all source fractals. So again, if you haven't understood what source fractal is, please, I implore you to go watch my old videos or the recent lives that I did regarding entities, programs, and source fractals. Now, we are source fractals, meaning we are a fractalized piece of the universal energy that creates everything and has everything in motion. We are this fractalized piece. Or of the divine, if you like, of source of creation. We are a small piece, every single one of us, who are source fractals anyway. Now, our mission in this game is to literally wake up to our being, to know who we are, to wield the power of the heavens of creation, ourselves, to create the world around us as it is our personal experience, our personal journey, our personal journey of development, okay? Because that is what Source does. Source of all creation is a being of energy that is literally constantly evolving, constantly growing in energy, and literally evolving. However, to evolve, we need information, and energy is information. How do we get this information? We experience. We experience life in multiple different ways at the exact same time, because I am you, you are me, we are one, except for we are fractalized little pieces all having a different experience, gaining as much information to put back into the universal energy so that the universal energy can grow and expand. I hope you all still followed me on that one. All right. Oh, gosh, yes. Please, if you have any comments and you're just like, what the shit did she just say? And you're just like, I have no clue. Then just let me know. So, that is why we are here. We are here to develop experience and expand our consciousness, expand our energy, and take in more. Now, to do that, we need to be living in love and we need to be living in light, because that is light energy, as is our being. Now, so that's basically the goal. In order for us to achieve this game, because it is a game, right? This is a complete and utter virtual reality. It is immaterial. We only perceive it to be material. I am only perceiving that I have skin because of the electrical signals going off in my brain, right? Taste, hearing, smell, all of this physical stuff. It is just information, right? That is being transmitted to my brain, so now I am perceiving that my hands are solid, okay? However, this is the wonderful thing. When you wake up to who you are, if you can perceive that your hands will literally slide through each other, and you get over this illusion, that's when some fun stuff starts to happen. But anyway, I'm losing track. So, now, if this is an illusionary game that we have all entered in to develop and learn and so forth, we have opponents in this game. Because we cannot have a game if we do not have an opponent. or a goal or a task or something that is trying to stop our development, so that we can push past and move forward. Now, that opponent is in many different ways, but they are called entities. Okay? So there are entities out there of various different level that prevent our development or inhibit our development if we allow them to do so because we are not focused in our minds. So, when I want you to think of this as a game of life, your opponents are entities. They are normally filled of fear, hate, and suffering, and so on. Or on the higher levels, if you are a being who has been able to banish all the lower level entities and you've raised frequency really high, there are entities in the higher levels that resonate more on the frequency of love. However, they are still your opponent. Right? The object of this game, when you are developing, is to remember who you are, as I mentioned, but by remembering the definite truth of who you are, upon your death, you go back to being who you are. Okay? However, if you did not remember who you are and you got trapped through either false ascension, religion, that includes atheism, or taking the path that is not of love and light, you will remain in this game. You just go to bonus levels and you are then recycled and put right back in. So, for example, if you are a source fractal and you are playing this game and you have fallen victim to an entity that convinced you that heaven, the idea, the biblical version of heaven is real, and that the biblical version of hell is real, like a devil with pitchforks and fire, right? If you are in that belief, upon your death, if you still believe you are average Jane Doe, but you also believed that you will go to hell if you didn't believe you were virtuous, or if you believed you were full of sin, that you would go to hell, upon your death, if that was your belief system, you will literally go to that version of hell that you have in your mind. Right? That's why some people, when they have near-death experiences, have different accounts. Some people's hell is desolate and alone and dark. Some people have literally the biblical hell where you have pitchforks and all of that stuff. Right? Hello, Diane, sweetheart. So, I hope everybody's still with me. If I've lost you, or you're just like, what the hell is she talking about, please comment, and I will try to go back and explain this a little bit better. But anywho, so, upon your death, if you have been trapped by your entities in this life, if they were able to convince you, because it's all a game in the mind, if they were able to convince you of anything else besides the truth of your being, you will remain in this game and you play again. So, and then you reincarnate, and then so you have to learn the lesson again, and that's why so many people keep going through repetitive cycles over and over and over again, because their entities, their opponents in this game of life, keep getting the better hand of them. Alright? Now, hi RK, sweetheart. So, now, how does this go into false ascension? Well, false ascension comes into play when you are in the higher levels, right? Because now they are literally speaking more of the language of your heart. Sorry, let's Diane, I now reach class. Sorry, I'll be like, don't worry, sweetheart. Honestly, these are all recorded anyway. Because if we win this game, do we not incarnate ever again? No, not at all. If you win this game, you can still incarnate if you really want to go back in. But if you win the game, it just means that you don't have to if you don't want to. This is a hard game. We don't necessarily want to continue coming in to suffer so greatly, right? We only do it to learn the lesson. Once the lesson's been learned, we can end. So when you win the game, I want you to look at it this way. When you win the game, it's like finally graduating from university. All right? You've graduated now. You don't need to go back. You've learned all of your lessons. Now you're going to develop as who you are within Source. Okay? You are going to develop and gain energy to a much higher level within Source now, because you don't need to come back into the game to learn any more lessons. You've done it. All right? So I hope that answers that question in that way, my sweetheart. So anywho's it. So you have, when you are, oh, sorry, yep. Okay, how do we win the game, and how many will win this game? Ah, that is where we go with levels, sweetheart. Levels. Every single person can win level 1. All right? Every single person can win level 1. There is only if you are able to make the right decisions to live in your truth. Okay? Because remember, there's 7 levels. There's 7 heavens to this game. And you literally, to win level 1, which is the one that basically almost nobody ever wins, like literally only like one person has won it. Or sorry, prior to this whole awakening kind of bit. Oh, now like there's a lot of people who have won it now. I know there's plenty in the Frequency 51 group. There's a few ladies, and I believe, not so many gents at the moment, but there's been a few ladies who have literally gained their crown, which is the signification that they have won this level 1 game of life. So meaning, when they pass, they don't have to come back in here. They don't have to do any of that, because there's no point. They've graduated. They're gone, which is like bloody well done. Now let's get the rest of the world to graduate so we never have to do this again. So basically, sorry, I just totally got lost there. Yes, and how do we win the game? Like I mentioned, simply by following this path of literal truth, right? By truly awakening to your being open in your mind, not taking anybody's word for anything, not being manipulated by your entity, by your opponent in this game, right? Your opponent has the whole entire rule book, has the entire rule book, and you unfortunately incarnate knowing nothing. But we are far more powerful, because again, it's all in the mind. As soon as we expand our minds by taking care of our bodies, by literally being able to follow our heart and live in love, regardless of the pain and suffering we see, if we can triumph out of this, we will automatically basically keep ascending and evolving and developing, right? But we can only do that if we are physically making better choices. We cannot do this if we continually live in cycles of servitude, because we are listening and following anyone else, right? Your heart, yourself, is what will grant you this freedom. Your heart is what will win you this game if only you choose to follow it, right? That's why I tell everybody, don't even follow me. Follow what is in your heart. I can offer you some guidance. I can offer you some words that may change your perspective or make you look at something in a different way. And I can offer you my energy to help you to get that perspective and to remain in that perspective. But at the end of the day, I want you to feel right here. If I say something, right, and you're like, that makes sense, I want you to feel it. I want you to feel these wonderful tingles of love that come in here that tell you this is right. This is right, right? That's what we need. And so then when you feel this, use that ability in your outside world. When your politicians are speaking, ask yourself, does that seem right to me? Is what this man is saying or what this woman is saying, is this right? And if you don't feel that love tingle in your chest or in your body or in your being or however your heart wants to speak to you, if you don't feel it, you don't trust it and you don't follow it, right? Because that's how we play this game. That is literally how we play this game. But again, so many people, we don't know how to find our hearts, and we think with our heads, and our heads are easily manipulated by our opponent. But anyway, sorry, I was totally ranting on there for a second. Beta, you say, why did we start this in the first place? Did we volunteer and now we are stuck? Well, it's forced. This is how we were able to develop. Remember, we are all one universal energy. So when we say, why did we start this in the first place? Did we volunteer? Well, we created it. I am you, you are me, we are one. We are creation. We are, all of us, we are God. We are source of creation. We're just split into a bunch of mini pieces. Just like all of the skin cells in my arm, in my body, they're all me. They're all Kulipup. If they shed on the floor, they're still Kulipup. Right? It is me. All of it is one. Right? So if we're all one, if my body chooses to move to the left, we all choose to move to the left. So it's not as if we had individuals who volunteered. It's not like, oh, my left arm is going to volunteer to move to the left and my right arm is going to be like, no, I don't want to. No, of course not. We're all one. Right? Sorry. Right there. So with that, we created this game and we literally trapped ourselves within it in order to develop. The further out we go in the levels, right, the easier life is, I can kind of say, the more powerful we are. The more levels you go up, the more powerful you are, because we've already evolved to that level. So what we do is at our very inner core, which is this level 1, this base root matrix, that's where all the pain, hurt, and suffering lays. So we literally came within ourselves in order to find the core of our being. And this is what this matrix game of life is. It is the core of our being. But we understand that our core had negativity in it. That's why there's so much negative in the world. It is because it comes from the core of our being, the core of our heart. And we came in here to face this negativity, to rid ourselves of this negativity, to process it and vanquish it from us, so that we are going to then evolve as a one whole being. All right? That is why we are here. We're cleaning our house. We're just doing it in cellular form. We are our own sentient beings to our one big massive body. Right? We just don't know it. Right? We just don't know it. So, but anyway, yes, when we are so close to our core right here, we are stuck here until we literally wake up to who we are. We will die and we will come right back again, and we don't go back to source literally until we have established who we are. That's why this game has been going on for billions of years. It took billions of years to establish creation and getting like the planet and everything ready. And then once humans were ready to play in the game as well. This is why we have been on this repeat cycle for thousands and thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years, because we literally have not been able to clean our core of this negativity. Until now, anyway. Anyway, so let's have a look. Diane, I don't know if this is my first time on Earth or incarnated. Diane, it is not your first time. You have done this countless times. We have all done this countless times. Trust me, this is not your first time. Orke, you say, I need to watch your videos on getting the crown. Yes, please do. Please do, because we have a very new crown wearer as well. She was letting me know about her experience, the feeling she gained, the energy, the rush, and I'm like, you see? I don't seem so crazy when you actually do it. And when you actually achieve these things. Oh, it's funny. It's lovely, though. I love it. So we will hopefully be, when she is ready to share her experience, we will all congratulate her. Jessica, indeed well said. Thank you very much, sweetheart. Okay, now what happens when you have family members that are influenced by their entities? How do we handle that and still live in our truth? Ah, my sweetheart, that is going to be a question that we definitely want to address another day, but I did do a video of family members on how we are kind of dealing with the frequency increases and stuff with them. So I do recommend you go back and give that one a watch, my sweetheart. Diane, I don't know what my heart wants. That's only because your mind is totally clouded right now. And your body isn't well, Diane, sweetheart. When your body gets well, your mind will be unclouded. And when your mind is unclouded, you can then direct your focus. You focus on your heart, and your heart speaks to you. Literally. Trust me. I know there's some people watching here that they have feelings all the time, like, what the shit is this? Your heart speaks to you. Don't worry, sweetie. Okay, I don't feel my heart yet. I have to still learn that yet. Don't worry, it's going to come to you. Diane, it's so many things. It's so confusing. Yeah, there are. Don't worry, everything's cool. Diane, why didn't I know this when I was much smaller? Because we've all been manipulated. We have all been manipulated over and over and over again by our entities, generation through generation through generation. Our entities, thousands of years ago, literally put us on this path, this programming path, for us to forget who we are. And through generations, we have literally repeated those teachings, keeping our own selves in enslavement, right? So don't you worry, sweetheart. We're going to totally get past this. Jessica, nothing dies. IMO, it's cyclical, it evolves, but doesn't actually die, simply takes variant forms. Cyclical, sorry. Yes, you're absolutely right. Once your energy, like, it is literally all energy. Once you're finished using this form, it goes to another one. Just totally recycles. Bika, why do we have negativity if we are source fractals? Shouldn't we start out pure? How did we screw up? Well, Beta, that actually goes into the total story of creation. And I'm not talking about the creation of the earth. I'm not talking about the Bible story of creation. I mean the creation of Source itself. And I've ventured into this, and I've found the beginning, and I had to go way far back to the core of my being to find this information. And we were born source fractals to the deepest part of our core. We were born out of fear. We were born out, the energy that created us, that we came from, was a very, very low vibration. An incredibly low vibration. It was scary. There was violence. There was pain. There was suffering. There was so much fear. But however, what happened as Source, as this collective consciousness that we were, we experienced slowly, very, very slowly. We experienced. And with each experience in this very low vibration we had, we learned from it. So that's why this is the 218th game. 218th game. We literally, I wasn't around until the third game. That is when my consciousness was born, in the third game. And what's nice, because I've been winning off and on and off, off and on, for the last how many other games. But anyway. So we were born of this. And again, with each game that we've played, it's been different. Each game we play, we carry through information from that game to the next game. It's like a memory card. It's saved. And each time we experience more, we develop more, we have more ideas, we create more things as creators. As we create more things, we start to slowly vibrate higher. And so it wasn't until game 7, yes, it wasn't until game 7 that we were able to come up out of fear and start where the table started to turn. Right? Where we came out of our awakening process as fractals, as this universal energy. Now, again, game 7 happened, and the tables were turned, and then from there we started to build. With each game, we got stronger and stronger and more powerful. However, with each game, we got further and further away from our core. Just the same way, it's like that, this expansion, right? Expansion. But are we still originated from our core? However, we expanded so quickly to get away from our fear, our pain, and our suffering. We continually developed. We continually sought these experiences. We continually sought everything of love and light for so very long. And we did. And we became this beautiful energy that is literally just so wonderful. And you feel that energy every time you feel your heart. When you have those waves of just pure blissful self-love wash over you. We literally evolved into this. Now, we realized though, we hit a ceiling. We developed so very, very much, but we couldn't seem to get past. We couldn't seem to get past a certain limit. We were not generating as much power. We had hit the plane of stagnation, if you want to call it that. So, of course, we could no longer seek to create new things outwards as fractal or as source of creation. We could not seek further information outwards. So instead, we had to look back in, and we had to go back deeper and deeper and deeper till we found our core. And that is this level 1 matrix game of life. We came back in here so we could find the root of our fear, of our pain, of our suffering, so that we could process it, so that we could expel it from our energy and convert it to love and light again. Because once we convert this energy from negativity to love and light, we will then be able to generate vast amounts of energy, and we will develop again as a universal energy, as source energy. So that is our purpose. And that is where, why we are here still. Diane, how I don't remember anything about my past life though? Diane, you don't remember because you're not high enough in energy, right? I'll put this here. You are still too close to our core that has the negativity, or that had the negativity in our core. You're still too close. You're still too grounded in this material world. You will remember your past lives either through feeling, through vision, through memory, or through cognizance, or through just working with your spirit when you are raising frequency. Okay? So you just got to raise your frequency on this one, and then all of this information will come back to you. And it's wonderful because when you do discover it, it is like a memory muscle, right? Or like muscle memory, I guess you can say. Because the feelings of familiarity are so very strong, right? So very strong when you do remember this. So don't you worry, sweetheart. It'll totally come to you. You just got to make the right decisions now. Samantha, you say our entities? Well, yes. I say entity because they are our opponents. Every single individual, every single source fractal has an entity. Everyone has a personal entity for you, and then we have a collective entity for everybody, right? And then we have little other entities listed around us as well. All of them are trying to get us to lose this game, trying to get us to fall into the trap of negativity or forget who we are, so that we cannot escape this matrix game of life and go back to our source and live and develop and appreciate all of the wonderful things that are there. If you do want to learn a little bit more about the entities specifically, Samantha, I totally recommend you watch my video, which is the entities, program, source fractals, and how to tell the difference and what are they. That's uploaded on YouTube, and you can find my YouTube channel, which is on my profile. It's there. You got the link there, sweetie. Oh, IMO, in my opinion, thank you. BRBs, LMF, whatever. Yeah, I'm old. What can I say? Kulipup, I'm going to go off topic here and ask if you have a video that will help me learn how to conjure with energy manipulation, or can you direct me on how I can learn this? I can. I'm actually going to be doing a video on that. However, right now, okay, sweetheart, you need to raise your frequency enough to and really hone your focus. So I would implore you not to focus on conjuring just yet, and focus more on the basics of just controlling your energy first. Because you gotta master being able to manipulate the energies around you first before you can manipulate so much into conjuring something as well. So that's quite advanced. So we gotta get through level 1 first before we're on level 4. Right. Okay. Alrighty, so let's have that. Diane, does this game have anything to do with the ancestors? Anybody who wants to know about ancestors, you are your ancestor. I literally mean this in every way possible. You literally are your ancestor. You are your ancestor. I am your ancestor, you're your ancestor. Like, we're all literally one individual. So this game, yes, I suppose you can say it does have something to do with your ancestors, because you literally are your ancestor. Or put it this way, you know when you play a game and you have a bunch of saved files? That's all that is. You're just accessing your old saved files and bringing up the information and going, oh, cool. I had a warlock staff in my old save file. I'm just going to pull that out of the bits. So if you are thinking of your ancestors, don't think of them as separate individuals. Think of them as an experience that you've had before, and you are just now re-accessing that information from that lifetime that was there. I hope that helps. Jessica, you say, that's why I asked, why create limits? Oh, can you redo that in contents for me? Because I've totally forgotten now since I've been rambling. Mula Bonestardos Nis. Oh, I'm so sorry. I only speak English. I'm terrible. Please write that in English, my sweetheart. But I hope it's hello. Alrighty. Jessica, we are not our bodies. We are not our minds. We are only love. That is it. And our minds in this game is all we use to focus our energy. That's about it. Samantha, so how do we exit the matrix rather than ascend to lots more levels? How you exit? To be honest with you, you exit the matrix by simply waking up to your entire being. You need to win the game. You need to win the game. And then you will, of course, ascend to level 2, which is source creation at that point. Samantha, I actually have, again, on my YouTube channel, if you scroll down into some videos, I actually have the level 1 matrix explained, and then I go on to level 2 as well, another video for level 2, so I explain a bit more about source, and then we go from level 3 to 7 as well, so you can understand exactly what's happening in each level as well as you get there, if you choose to get there. You could literally win this level 1 game and just be like, nope, I'm done. I do not want to discover anything else outside of this, and then you're good. Then basically, when you pass away, you just get to go home and be cool. Right? You can sit there and it's absolutely fabulous, or you can choose to go further. It's totally up to you. Consuela, I hope to win the game to get stronger than I am. Consuela, yes. However, there are traps, and this is one of the reasons why I was even doing this live, and then I totally got off topic, but you know what? It needed to come out because it's feeling good to come out, right? So, yes, to get stronger than you are. Consuela, if you want to win this game, just follow your heart. Literally, just do what feels right. If it causes you to question and just be like, I don't want to do this, or it makes me feel crappy, then just shift your focus and just be like, I'm going to focus on what makes me happy. You know, like, if you're speaking to somebody and they're just driving, like, they're just being so negative and you're just like, just be like, you know what? No, I'm going to go have cake instead because you're boring. Good day. And walk away. You have to just live in what's right and don't follow anything that doesn't feel good in your heart. And of course, eat well and do all of that good stuff. Oh, bless, everybody does want to get out. Bita, you say, Bita, could you confirm if I remove my subconscious entity, please? I worked on it this past week and I feel like it's gone. Wonderful. Your entity is still there, however, it's nearly dead. That is for this Matrix level 1. Okay, it's nearly dead. You're doing really, really great because you're not feeding it as much as you used to, but it is still there. It's kind of just recalibrating. Peter, you are fast approaching level 2. No? No. You are actually fast approaching level 3 in your ascension here, my sweetheart. When you get up to level 3, your subconscious entity will be back. And it will no longer be the kind of entity that has caused you misery in this game of life. It will be one that is one of a God who understands your power and is matching your power level now. So when your entity comes at that point as you're going, you need to be sharp as hell. Okay? You're going to need to be real sharp, because it will, it no longer just whispers in your ear. If you are not totally in understanding of feeling your body, feeling what is going through, it will literally start to disconnect certain connections in your brain, disconnecting your connection from your mind to your heart. It can mess up your manifestations. It can switch your timelines. It can literally put things inside your body that are going to mess up your system. It can give you cravings for foods that are going to start to literally mess you up. It can give you false advice. It can mimic your spirit. It can literally take on the form of your spirit through illusion and everything like that. And because you are literally believing that you're speaking to your spirit and following your spirit's guidance, it then leads you down a wrong path. And then all of a sudden it wants to disconnect you from your abilities. Right? So be sharp. Be very sharp. Okay? Be very, very sharp. Right. Okay, so I'm trying to get down to some more of these questions here. Let's see what we got going. Oh, Luke House. Yeah, you're watching. Yeah, Luke House had to go through some stuff. Luke House went through some stuff. So, you don't have to take my opinion for it. I'm sure if Luke House would like to offer her experience too. Oh, sugar. Jessica, so we need better RAM and processors. Yeah, we do. Okay, thank you. I will work on raising my energy. If there's a video you can recommend for me that will help, or tips, that would be great. Yeah, literally, if you pop onto YouTube, I want you to go through all of the videos. Just read the titles and see what resonates with you, right? You got to follow what you're interested in first, because every time you follow something you're interested in, it will literally lead you down a little rabbit hole of paths of your to get you where you need to go, all right? So please do try. Just pop onto my YouTube channel and you can look at from the video 1 all the way up to the top and see what piques your interest, right? Every video helps, but first and foremost, it's always taking care of your body. Okay. Diane, yeah, that's my big problem at this time. Thinking time. Yes. Yeah, that's my big problem at this time. Thinking time, connect with them in a way to know who they are, because I don't have no clue who I am. It's like I'm living on this earth and I can't seem to find my own purpose of my life. Diane, sweetheart, all of the answers are literally located within you. All you need to do to find out who you are, and this is for everybody out there, you don't need to come to people like me to tell you who you are, right? You really don't. To know who you are, and I mean to know your purpose, to know what feels good, to know all of the things that are holding you back in life. You literally have all the answers. When you come to an individual like me, all I'm doing is I'm reading you. I'm reading what is inside of you. All you need to do is sit with yourself. Sit with yourself and make the clear intent to want to get to know who you are. There's a lot of fear inside us. And that's what we've been doing from our first bit of existence, is we've ran from the fear. But you can't do that. When you sit down with yourself, you're going to be introduced to a lot of pain. You're going to be introduced to a lot of suffering. But we can't run from it anymore. So sit with yourself, face the fear, face the pain, face the suffering. Look at it for the truth of what it is, which is it's all a lie. It doesn't have any basis in reality in this now moment. process it, get it out. And once you get all of that fear and that pain out, you can then see who you are, right? And it's beautiful. It's absolutely stunningly gorgeous. It's love. It's love, and it's amazing. And then you get to fan out over yourself and how cool your abilities are, and the fact that you know Kung Fu and all of these cool things. And then you reteach yourself all of these cool things. And then you tell other people how to teach themselves how to do all these things. And you get all excited. So it's wonderful. So please, sit with yourself. Sit with yourself. That's all you need to do. All you need to do. Okay. Okay, walk away and eat cake. Yeah, damn right. Lots of it too. Like cheesecake with espresso topping and raspberry. Oh, yes, and a dark cookie-based crumble. Jessica, what about those who win the game who choose to proverbially hit rest, return on the basis of a green beter mission to assist other fractals to win level 1 or help eliminate what's known as karmatic debt stuff like that? Well, if you've won the game, technically, so far, again, the only people who have won this game are still playing it. You're still playing it. Everybody who has won the game is still playing it. This is the first time in this lifetime is the first time we have won the game. Otherwise, we haven't won it since now. So, I definitely know that when I finish this game, I'm not bothering to come back. I've learned this lesson. I'm ready now to go further myself as the energy of creation and everything that we all are. I'm ready to go further. If I did want to be okay, Jessica, I'm going to be real honest with you because I don't want anybody to think anything else here. It is my goal. I know who I am. I know the power that I wield, and I know what I can do. I am going to eliminate all frickin' negativity from the core of every single person's heart on this damn planet. Alright? Because by the time I die, everybody will have a flaming crown. Because I love you all. We have been playing this game for too damn long. I'm sick of all of this negativity. When the negativity is gone, I don't want any of us to come back and play this game anymore. I want us all to go and develop. I want us all to live in this actual love and light that we have worked so hard over countless millennia, countless years, through hundreds and hundreds of games. I want us all to just say, screw it, let's go develop and do something new. I don't want to come back into this game. So, by George, if we will all win this damn game in this lifetime. And for those who do not win this game because they have chose to go back, well, you know what? They're going to pass. They're no longer going to play it, and I'm going to send them back home to Source, and they're just going to have to wait on the sidelines, you know, and they're going to have to wait for all of us to win this game, and then all of us, when we finally win this game, I'm like, let's go somewhere else. Let's do something else. I'm tired. I want to go on vacation. Let's create a new game. How about that? Why don't we create a new game where it's just a beach island and we have just lounge chairs and the sun is shining and the water is beautiful and there is nothing called fear or pain or suffering. There's nothing called destruction because shit, we're on vacation. Because we bloody well can. Sorry, that was my rant, Jessica. Sorry. Okay. Right. I am literally so behind on so many of these questions. Right. Oh, thank you, everybody. You're very welcome. Let's have a look here. So, Jessica, you say again, pain is fear leaving the body. We only hurt because we choose for development and stay stuck in our minds, free from the prison of your mind. Being free from the prison of your mind is difficult but possible. Of course, it is so possible. That's why I'm teaching everybody to do it. If you haven't figured it out already, I'll bloody well teach you. Because again, I want to go on bloody vacation, right? Okay. Diane, I believe you are right. I keep running from pain and fear. That's why I feel so stuck, because of fear and pain, right? You can't run it from it. You just gotta face it on. Just face it head on. It hurts for a minute, but then it only can hurt for so long. There's only so many tears you can cry. There's only so much negativity you can feel while you're processing it before you're like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to move on now. I'm ready to move on. As long as you stop going in the cycle of running from it, because the more you run from it, the more you just run in a circle and you're right back to the same place, right? Okay. Lucaus, Pamela, you say, I got everything rearranged. Be aware when you're not yourself. If it not for your higher good, get rid of it. Damn right. Inner work will help you understand it all the questions. Feel good at the end. Definitely. Love you all, Lucaus. Thank you, Lucaus, sweetheart. You're absolutely right. Just like we say, like, you literally, you just keep going, and the only result of keeping going in that path to better yourself is success. That's literally the only thing. And success feels good because success is love. Okay? Okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to go down a little bit more here. So then we've got Diane. Yeah, for real, I dislike this negative vibes. I just want to love, be happy, and enjoy life. You know what? When it comes to dealing with negativity, sometimes I'm just like, or I'm gonna give you a perspective. And I'm going to give you this perspective because it's one that helped me. Now, it may be, you may have to be on a higher frequency to kind of immediately get the pattern and the simplicity of what I'm saying. However, we are all one. We are all one being. Fear, pain, hurt, and negativity all stemmed from our core, right? All stem from this matrix game of life. Fear, pain, hurt, and negativity are all false. They happen. They are a consequence of lies, right? I just want you to think of it, right? Let's say you were cheated on by your partner. That causes a deep pain in your heart, right? The event that took place that caused you pain happened in the past. It didn't happen in the present. Or, mind you, you could walk in on somebody doing the business. Okay, that wasn't a good example because you can't happen in the present. And that still hurts quite a lot. But put it this way. Okay. When you are in fear, let's take it, you got cheated on, the infidelity in the relationship. Now, why does it hurt so much, right? Why does infidelity hurt so much? Well, it is because you had the assumption or you did not know your relationship, all right? For somebody to be entirely in love, when you have your heart's desire, when you are following your heart's desire, or the person that you love, truly love, you don't have the want or the feeling to cheat on them, do you? You don't. Just think of when you're totally infatuated with somebody, you love them deeply. Your heart wants them. If your heart wants them, your eyes do not go to other places, right? And when two people have the same heart's desire for each other, it doesn't matter how many beautiful women walk around your other half, or how many beautiful men walk around you, or it doesn't matter, right? Because your desire is for that one person. Because you are connecting to them not on a physical basis, but on a basis of their heart. So you don't look at anybody else. Now, if you are looking at somebody else, it means that there is something missing in your heart. There is something that you were not happy with, or that they were not happy with. There was a part of your relationship that wasn't working. But instead of that coming to light and truth and honesty coming into this relationship, where how many women, we're really unhappy. We feel underappreciated. We don't feel appreciated. We feel like we work all day long, whether it be with the kids, the house, the this, the that, or whatever, and we just want some help. We're all stressed out. How many women do this but don't say anything? We assume that our partners are going to notice, that they're going to do something, but they don't, right? Because they don't notice, but we don't say anything. So that's a lie. We are pretending we are fine when we really are not. That is a lie. How many men do the same kinds of things? How many men are stressed the hell out? They go to work all day. Their bodies are exhausted. You know, they are angry. They're frustrated. They have so many emotions inside of them that society has said they cannot release. Right? They can't release this. The only emotions a man is allowed to feel in society is anger, is frustration. I'm so pissed off. I'm so angry. Or I'm sad. But when is it appropriate for a man to exhibit true compassion? You know? That's not celebrated. That's not macho. That's being too nurturing. That's being whipped. That's being a woman. You know? So they're not allowed to feel these emotions. And how many men desperately need to get these emotions out? However, they don't. They put on this false illusion of bravado. And instead of telling their partner, babe, I'm so stressed out, I can't cope, I need help, I need emotional support, they don't. So what happens is this energy gets pent up. Normally they act like a complete dick or something, which then triggers their lady who won't say anything, who then she doesn't feel appreciated, he doesn't feel appreciated, but yet you guys come together and say, oh, you know, our marriage is wonderful. Well, no, you're in ignorance. You're in ignorance of the issues, and your relationship from this point on is based off of a lie. So then infidelity happens. And then we get hurt from this infidelity. However, that's where the hurt comes from, because it was based off of the lies. Right? We got to go really deep into these things. So it's not that this, because let's face it, right? If you would have addressed the issues at that time, and if the other person didn't respond, you wouldn't have been so betrayed, because you had been like, you know what? You would have said, I'm not happy in this relationship anyway. I'm not happy. Are you going to change? You're not going to change? Well, I'm not going to change, so let's end it now. And then I can go and have sex with whoever I want. You know? And I don't hurt anybody. Or they can go do whatever they want. And they won't hurt you, because you established that either this relationship wasn't for you, or you found the problem and then you are now working on it and your relationship gets better, and then you're not looking elsewhere in the first place. So it is a lack of communication and a lack of truth that led to the infidelity, which led to the physical pain. Okay? So that was a very, very long explanation. So I hope I still got you guys on that one. But anywho. So, I totally lost my topic there, and I'm like, I can't even remember why I was rambling like that. Oh yeah, so you just wanted to enjoy life. No. Sorry about that, totally got off topic. So, we're just going to go back on down to these ones, and we're going to see what we got here. Jessica, right on, love to see the passion in your heart for this beautiful heart. Oh, bless you, you're so sweet. Diane, gosh, now you talking. Yes, beautiful beach. Right, oh, right, though. Oh, don't worry. So, Ashley, I've been working on trying to remember. Haven't figured it out yet, but I'm trying. I am so lost. I hope I'm happy you are trying, but I totally forget where that is going from, though. Jessica, so in essence, the acceptance and understanding of another and ourselves alleviates the pain. Yes, definitely, through understanding, through finding these patterns of understanding. That is how we get rid of pain and hurt and suffering. It is literally through understanding. If we don't understand something, we get confused. If we are confused, we think of the negative because we get fearful. Because if you're confused, it means that there's either a good or there's a choice, right? There's either a positive or a negative. And we start thinking in the future, right? And that's what confusion is. It's being lost and trying to look here, there, everywhere. And of course you think of fear. However, if you understand a situation for the truth of what it is, then you're making decisions, right? Then you're making decisions. And when you are making decisions that are within truth, you can make better decisions, right? So for example, the truth of my body, the truth of my being is that I don't respond, my body does not respond well to anything that has green in it, right? I have evolved to the point where my body is now allergic to chlorophyll. So I can't have dark leafy greens. They have far too much dense mineral, and the chlorophyll literally causes me to have a reaction. So, this is the truth. So now I can make a decision. Do I have that salad? I like salad, I enjoy salad, but I know what it's going to do. I know the pain it's going to cause my body. Or do I just choose an apple instead that does not have the chlorophyll in it? I know the truth of the situation, so I'm choosing the apple because I know that this part is going to give me pain. So my focus is now on what doesn't give me pain. So yes, accepting of yourself, understanding yourself, apply this method to other people, and you will find that you will live a life without pain or suffering through understanding and better decision making. Okay. Wonderful. Jessica, true love doesn't create expectations, so it negates the cause of pain. Exactly. Exactly. When you love something truly, everything is you do accept because you understand. Because love is information, love is understanding, love is all, and love is everything. If only you choose to seek it. All right. So let's have a look here. So Diane, you say that's so true. Diane, that's why I'm single today, just tired of the same pain over and over and over again. Tired of the same pain? Change your cycle. Easy as pie, sweetheart. If you are tired of this, simply go a different way. Choose to go a different way. All right? Choose the path of least resistance that feels good. Right? And that path for you right now is to get your body well, sweetheart. Jessica, what bothers me is when I accept without judgment, I'm called weak, and judged for the very action that love demonstrates as truth. Yeah, but what is judgment though, Jessica? Judgment is a form of fear, right? People judge each other because they believe that the actions of that said person or the actions of yourself, you judge yourself because you believe your actions will equate to a negative outcome, right? So judgment is based off of negativity in the first place. Negativity is a lie. Why would I judge anybody if that is not even, if their path has nothing to do with my path, right? That's like literally a tomato judging an eggplant. Like, why? They have nothing to do with each other. Nothing to do with each other. Like, why are you passing judgment? They're no relation, right? Except the only relation is that they are both fruits. That's it. Well, actually, I don't eat eggplant. Eggplants have seeds. Yeah, an eggplant does. No, an eggplant doesn't. Oh, shit, I don't eat eggplant. I'm sorry, whatever. So the only thing that relates these two together is that they're food. But otherwise, there's no reason for judgment. We are all literally the same. We are all part of the universal energy, all having our own experience. So judgment is a lie. Lie is negativity. Lie is fear. Lie is judgment is lower frequency. So I wouldn't let another person's judgment of you, don't let them affect you. Don't let it affect you. People judge me all the time, I'm sure. Especially if they are vibrating on a very low frequency and they're in fear, because I'm all love, right? So if you're fear, I repel you. Literally, like a magnet, just that do not attract and we just separate, right? So if you're really, really low frequency, you're probably going to hate me. But I don't give a shit. I don't care. Because I'm love anyway, and I'm not going to focus on that. So Jessica, my sweetheart, you are love. Don't focus on it. Doesn't matter. Their judgment means nothing. Ray, may I have a reading? Yes. Message me, my sweetheart, and let me know what you want me to tell you. Diane, thank you, hon. You really took the time to explain stuff of life. Hey, this is all understanding. We got to get there, sweethearts. Jessica, I feel like I'm understanding your problem with things green. Yes. I want you guys to understand, as you raise in frequency, your body changes. The closer to earth you are, the lower your frequency, the more minerals, the more nutrients you require to keep your body going, because you are borrowing energy from the earth and converting it, right? As you raise in frequency, you start eating a lot less. Your diet changes. Right now, I cannot eat any foods that grow 4 feet or below the surface of the earth. Okay, that's why I'm like, I can eat apples because the trees grow really high off the ground. So I need only foods that literally are very light, so they have to grow quite high above ground. You're going to find that you're going to need the same thing, because you don't need as much food. Because any nutrients my body needs, I pretty much manifest it. My energy just creates the nutrients it requires. So yeah, if you find that as you are going through this journey, your consumption, your body starts reacting differently to foods, then literally just stop eating those foods. Path of least resistance. Do I miss salad? Yeah, I do. Do I miss pizza? Oh God, yes, I do. I do. But I know if I put these in my body, I will literally be sick. So I can't eat it. Okay. Hey, Hazel, sweetheart. Okay, do you eat sativa? I do not. My hubby does. Kulipup does eat sativa. He eats, well, to be honest, he eats any part of the plant, to be honest, because it's absolutely wonderful. Okay, I've noticed that as I raise my frequency, that those around me seem to be more negative towards me. Yes. Yeah, they will. If they're choosing not to raise frequency with you, what basically happens is that the more you are around them, the more they have feelings that they need to change their pattern. You don't vibrate on the same frequency anymore. So they're not understanding you. They're not taking on board your energy. This love and light that you will be admitting will just literally make them feel uncomfortable. And to be honest with you, I'm sure that as you raise your frequency, they're going to start getting really annoying to you because you just can't seem to get through to them. And at that point, sweetheart, don't fight it. If literally if their negativity is causing you more pain, frustration, or anything, just remove yourself from the environment. I know it seems rank, and I know it's like, oh, but they're my family and so forth, but nah, like you gotta take care of yourself in this moment, because if you don't, their negativity will literally keep you sick, will keep you down if you allow it to happen. So you either move out and keep raising your frequency. Sorry, I don't mean like move out, like if you want to, but I mean like you either remove yourself from the situation or you continue. But just know, like I say, it's like quicksand, right? And you gotta be, it's like just getting over a cold, but then walking through a field of snotty tissues and rolling in them. It's gonna be hard to not get sick again, in that sense. Jessica, green is the color humans see that alerts them to predators, therefore proving your higher vibration. Predators indicate fear. Okay. Green, well, no, not really. One second, my sweetheart. I want to get that I want to get this quite right. Sorry. Okay. The color, if you would like to know, oh, why is that going on here? Sorry, Jessica, 1 second. There is something within your statement there that is causing, literally, my sentience to go off, and I'm just kind of getting the reason why. Okay. Sorry. Yes, thank you very much. Sorry, everybody, for waiting for me right there. The reason why I had to do all of that kind of thing is because I read that statement out, and I have to again be very, very careful what I read, especially if it's not in the form of a question or or anything, like if it's a statement. Because if I say something, it almost, well, it solidifies it within this game of life. Okay? If I say something with my intent and my understanding, it solidifies it in this game of life. So I had to reverse the statement that I made, reverse what I just read from you, and then, of course, solidify the strength of my power and my will to kind of erase that part. So green, the color, I'm not going to repeat it again. That statement, I'm going to say is false, because the color green is a signification of the energy of the earth, of nature, if you could say that, or if you want to put it that way. So when you are seeing the color green, it is one of the earth. Green is a color of the heart, if you would like to say that. And I just wouldn't want you to associate green with alerting in terms of predatory, those kind of bits and pieces. So I hope that made sense in the way that I've just explained that there. Because I've never heard that statement before, to be honest with you. And so I'm just curious. I'm like, where did that come from? Where did that come from? Okay. Alexi, my sweetheart. Sorry, we had to take a total detour there. Sometimes you'll see me do these things. I'm here in the Philippines. Oh, wonderful. Hello, Alexi. Wonderful. Diane, you are focusing on who you are. What's my purpose? Because in my 20s, all the time, and the energy was put in relationships, work, family, and have not gained access to, access to what I really want. So I choose to be single to understand me and who I am. I don't know when I will get back in a relationship. I think it's never the way how this life's going. It's like there's no love on earth at all, only hate, and I can't be in that. Exactly. Then choose not to be, my sweetheart. Right? All of these things, they are choices that we make. We can choose to go with the flow. We don't have to be there. We don't have to do it. Jessica, indicative of a light being is what I'm saying. Again, still, I am indicative of a light being. When I see an aura that is green, like if we are talking about that kind of like seeing in the ethereal, if you are seeing green, it is one of the earth's love, of the earth's energy, that kind of thing. Programs, again, will have a green aura because they are of this earth. They are like a program would be made, like just a regular one going through life and so forth, would be of love. So if you see a lot of animals may have a green aura, or it can also shift to blue as well, and some other colors and so forth. So again, I'm just, and a being of light will have a various different colors, like a source fractal will have various different colors. So, but for example, if you are around negativity that is very, very strong, you are more likely to see red than you are to see green. Well, maybe not all the time red, but a very base, deep burgundy, burnt ashy burgundy. Yeah, burnt ashy burgundy, if anything. Okay, and yeah, and that would signify negativity. You know, like if you see somebody with an aura like that, you know they're kind of foul and nasty. Okay, wow, that's so cool. You manifest the nutrients that your body needs. Yeah, that's why I literally have, like, I'm not going to lie to you, I may have 1 apple and 2 to 4 slices of bread every day. Maybe I don't have the apple. Sometimes it's just a couple slices of bread and butter. And that's why I'm not as, like, totally malnourished looking or anything, because my nutrients are all there. Okay. Sorry, Beta, yes, we got away from the false ascension. Can you please talk more about it? What do we watch for? There are so many fake prophets out there. Thank you, Beta. Yes, we totally got sidetracked there. And Beta, you're absolutely right, because I do need to get back on track. Okay, so I've answered a lot of questions. Thank you so much for those questions. I'm going to get back onto false ascension. So now we know the kind of creation, a little bit about that, as to where the fear and hate comes from, and the entities that are around us that are trying to sway us away. The false ascension path is normally set up by, again, your entities, all right? Whether they are not your entities, but entities of the matrix game of life. So like I was explaining before, if you believed in either heaven or hell before you passed away from this earth, you would literally go to a bonus level of this game, which would be whatever heaven or hell or place you believed you go to when you die, right? So, with that being said, if you are on a path of ascension, what they do, what these false individuals do, these entities, they get you to believe in everything that resonates with your spirit, okay? So, often, what somebody who is who is going through this kinds of things, and again, when I am speaking of this topic, I want you to remember that you don't have to follow, you don't have to trust me just because I'm speaking, okay? I want you to take in the information that I'm saying and then feel it in your heart to find that trust, all right? I will never, ever, ever say, if you were to say, you trust me blindly, I will advise you against that, because that's not what I want, what I'm promoting here. I'm promoting self-trust, self-understanding, self-knowing, right? And to seek the answers you need within yourself. So, with that being said, again, anything that I say for you today, feel it in your heart. If it feels good in your heart and it feels right in your heart, then follow it if you want to. Make that decision or make that choice. Now, with these false people who are falsely guiding individuals, what you will find that they do is they will speak of love and light. They will speak of energy, okay? They will speak of the universal energy of love, right? They will speak of multi-dimensions. They will speak of other beings. They will speak of unity between all of mankind. They will tell you lots of the things I'm telling you, you know, to let go of the past, to clear out the negativity from your heart, to ascend through the, sorry about that. They will teach you to ascend through the gates of heaven, right? They will go through all of these things, but they will leave out one key form of information. that key form of information, or that little piece of information that they don't tell you, is that this creator or the source of all energy, they will not tell you that it is you. That is what the false ascension path does. Okay? It lets you be within the feelings of love and light, unity, all of these wonderful things. But it does not, they never ever tell you that it is you that is the source of creation. They will never tell you that. They will never tell you that your energy is far greater than any energy that is out there. Because at the end of the day, if they can get you, and I'll tell you the reason why, or what's the purpose behind why they want to lead you down this way. Okay? So, source fractals are the source of all energy within this universe. We are the ones that produce the energy to keep this holographic image running. Okay? Our decisions, our focus. This is why when we focus our attention on anything, if I focus my attention on this cup, it will come into material. Right? Because it's part of the game and the experience. So I want you to think, if you can't see it, it doesn't exist. Not in that time. Unless somebody else is watching and observing. Alright? That one is that's a higher frequency statement, so I know that may sound really, really, really confusing. However, if you are not focusing on it, it doesn't exist. You know that saying, if a tree falls in the woods and nobody's around to hear it, does it make a sound? Well, no, it doesn't, because the tree doesn't exist, the forest doesn't exist. None of it exists. This is a hologram, okay? It's a simulation, right? The only things that you are seeing in this simulation is what is loaded up in front of you. Put on a VR headset. Play a game in a VR headset. You see what you are looking at in this headset. That's what the game does. It doesn't load up whatever you're looking at until you are physically looking at it, because it's conserving power and energy. Otherwise, it would be silly for a game to be completely loaded, using phenomenal amounts of energy, and nobody's playing in it. That's like turning all the lights on in your house and then leaving your house. Like, why would you do it? Right? So that's not what happens. What happens is when you are focusing on something, that's like turning the light switch on in just the room that you're using. But everywhere else is dark. So nothing else exists until you focus on it. So, oh crap, I've totally lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, I always do this, don't I? I go in and I'm like rambling on. So anyway, though, the path of false ascension, though. Oh, yes, sorry, that was it. So you are the source of this energy for this game. Now, your opponent, your entities, the negativity, it cannot generate its own power. It needs your power in order to be in existence. This is why entities feed off of you. Now, here's the thing. If they can trap you into believing you are not who you are, that you are not this universal source of creation, then that means that they are tricking you into constantly feeding them and powering this game where they exist. All right? You are constantly powering their existence. So if you fell down the trap of religion, for example, and this is any religion, right? Because religion traps you into believing that you are in servitude of a God and not that you are God's universal energy, right? It keeps you thinking you are separate, that you are not worthy, right? The more you think you are separate and not worthy, the more you believe you are simply just a regular human. The more you believe you are simply a regular human, the more you fall susceptible to negativity around you. And you then go from living your entire life, from the time you are born to, let's say, you live until 100 years old, you have consistently lived in negativity for 100 years. So you've just been a battery feeding negativity for 100 years. Now, let's say if they got you trapped within religion and you go to your bonus level of heaven or hell and you didn't recognize who you are, well, guess what? You're still going to think negatively. So your energy, your consciousness gets recycled. And you come back in and you do the same thing. And again, you are just a new battery that comes in that is going to power this game. Now, if you've went up the false level of ascension, it means that you are an individual, you are a battery that is a super plus extra battery. You've generated a lot of love energy in this lifetime. But because upon your death, you did not know who you were, all of that energy that you just generated goes straight to the opponent. Straight to the opponent. So it is in their best interest that if they could not keep you as a battery in the lower frequencies for 100 years, well, you know what they're going to do? Let you evolve, let you ascend. But as long as we keep them from the knowledge of who they are, it just means that they are a supercharged battery upon their death. And all this lovely energy that they've created just goes right back into the matrix for them to literally feed off you more. Alexa, who is the opponent? The opponent is the negativity, negative energy in general, which is produced from our hearts. I call them your entities because they are your subconscious entity, your conscious entity, and of course the source of all hate and suffering. But again, they come directly from you. It is a very... Alexa, you say I am confused. Yes, it is very, very, very confusing. This is a higher frequency discussion for today, my sweetheart. If you do want to know a little bit more about the entities, source fractals, and a little bit more about this matrix game of life, what I'm going to ask you to do is pop over to my YouTube channel, okay? Go onto my profile, and to the left you are going to see a link to YouTube. Click on that. That's on my YouTube channel, and there I literally give you some basics to start you off. If you go onto the playlists, there's a playlist called Frequency 51 New Members. Please click on that playlist. You can watch all of those videos, and it will literally get you up to speed. And then you're going to rewatch this video, and then you'll be like, ah, I totally get what you mean. Thank you. So don't worry, sweetheart. Okay, so now that is the goal. That is why they want you to go down the route of false ascension. So you are literally bringing up massive amounts of energy that will be deposited back to the opponent as you die. Because then you still get recycled back in, and you still have to play the game again, powering more of this. So they tell you everything you want to hear. They tell you everything you want to hear, but this is a key fact that they do not tell you. So if you want to know, when you are visiting places like Bashar, Bashar.org, channeled by again Daryl Enka. If you want to know about Access Consciousness, which Beta had said. If you want to know about, like, what's other false ascension places? Oh, what was it? Oh, he's a guru. He's a dude. Oh, crap. I totally forget his name. But there's a guy who's located, I believe he's in Swami G. Swami G, for example. I'm like, yes, thank you. Swami G. Swami G, you know, he is an entity. Right? However, he pushes out so much love energy, and it feels really good. But again, there is nothing about who are you? What's your frequency name? What's your vibration? You know, understand your world. No, it's nothing like that. It's all along the path. It's literally like me telling you everything that you like to hear right now. I'm going to tell you about your past lives. I'm going to tell you about how wonderful you are. But I'm going to tell you that your name is... So Jessica, for example, if I'm going to use you as an example just because your name has come up, it's literally like me telling you, Jessica, oh, the world is full of wonders. Like, oh, yes, this is with the moon. Oh, angels, archangels, this and that. Spirituality, wonderful. But you're still Jessica. oh, or maybe we'll call you something else. We'll give you a new name. We're going to call you Happiness Sunshine, right? Because you're happy like a sunshine. That doesn't wake you up. Because, again, anytime that you are not aware, Jessica, that you are amishtal, anytime that you are not aware of what your own vibration feels like, what your own energy feels like, what your own energy is, any advice that does not either point you to this information or deliberately directs you away from this information, that is a false sense. Because you are amishtal. You can feel this vibration. You feel it. This word, this sound, when you speak it. I know when I say Kulipup, right? When I say Kulipup, I feel it, the vibration in my chest. What other words can I speak that will give me this vibration? And there are no other words that I can speak that will give me this vibration, because this is my vibration. All right? This is what it is. And so this is why I'm just like, hey, don't get trapped in this false ascension process. Anything that leads you away from yourself in any way is not good. Right? Anything that is selling you something, stay away from it. I will literally say this, like, how many places, when you look at them, when you are within their vicinity or some people around them, how many are like, oh, okay, well, how about this? The first lesson's free, but then you can take the course and it's only however much money, right? How is it that, or you have to pay for a membership? Why do you got to pay for a membership or a course to just simply sit with yourself and feel yourself? Ascension is about generating energy, not giving it away. You exchange it equally, but you don't give your energy away. Like, it's nonsensical. It's nonsensical. And it's especially, in order to ascend, you will never need to pay for information. All of the information is literally out there for you. All you have to do is want to know it and look and have some patience and enjoy the journey. Put the things that you've learned into practice. Right? There is no reason, like, I tell you, if I write a book, which I know I need to write a book, it's a lot of work. Trust me, ever since I woke up, it's like, we gotta write this, and I'm like, I don't want to, and we'll focus on it later. Anyway, so I'm gonna write a book. And guess what? I'm gonna write it, and I'm simply gonna publish it. You will, like, literally, the only time, oh my goodness, you do not have to give energy away. You do not have to pay through this monetary value, and anybody who is asking you for it, they haven't really ascended. Because like I say, I guarantee the higher you go in frequency, the more you will look at money and financial gain as nonsensical, wrong, and just, it is literally a form of slavery, and you will just be repelled by such a notion. Not to say that you don't get energy or that you don't get compensated for the energy that you give out, but you literally see it for what it is. So I'm like, any ascension group, any ascension practice, if this is what they want from you, then I'm like, they haven't ascended, because the want to get rid of this system is so deep within your core, because it is false. It is a lie. Love energy, love, pure love, awakening is the truth. And you cannot live outside of your truth. And if you cannot live outside of your truth, you cannot live outside of your purpose. And if you can't live outside of your purpose, you definitely don't do this shit. Just saying. Okay, anyway, that is my rant for today. Okay, that is my rant for today. I'm sorry we got totally sidetracked there with some comments and so forth. I'm sorry if I've still missed some comments here. We could talk for a long time. You know what I will be doing though is next week, for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be available more so in the afternoons and evenings. So from 2 p.m. to about 9 p.m. Eastern time, Eastern Toronto time. As well. So that's all going to be next week. So I'm going to be coming at you with some evening lessons. So hopefully you can come and see me after work. And also we'll open up some live general discussion too. So any questions that I may not have answered in this session, please save them. Either post them to my profile. You can send me a message, or you can wait for that live discussion and post them there, and we'll get everything answered for you. But as always, thank you so much for your focus today. If you believed my words helped you, please share it. Share the information. You never know who you are going to trigger in their awakening process by sharing the information, right? So thank you ever so much. Love you loads. I will be back with you guys on Monday. Alrighty, take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye, sweethearts.